So let's start with the big picture. When people hear deportation, they usually think border patrol, maybe national security. But few realize we're talking about a potential economic collapse in slow motion.
Exactly. You remove millions of people from the workforce and the tax base, and the effects ripple out instantly. We're talking about lost revenue, lost productivity, and entire communities destabilized almost overnight.
And it's not just numbers on a spreadsheet. These are people who pay into Social Security, billions of dollars, and many never get anything back. Isn't that essentially a subsidy for the rest of us?
It is. Think about it. Over $100 billion contributed in the last decade by undocumented immigrants. That money helps keep Social Security afloat. Without it, we'd feel the pressure to raise taxes or cut benefits. Seniors would absolutely notice.
What struck me was the $12 billion in taxes paid annually by undocumented immigrants. That's not pocket change. It's funding schools, roads, and emergency services. Deportation would rip a hole right through those systems.
Right. And while some argue they shouldn't be here, the reality is, they are here, and they're propping up local economies. Their purchasing power alone is over $1 trillion. Imagine removing that demand from the market.
Main Street would suffer. Fewer restaurant customers, fewer retail sales, less home buying. Local businesses aren't just selling to Americans born here. They rely on immigrants to survive.
Let's not forget labor. Agriculture, construction, caregiving, tech, immigrants are woven into every one of those industries. Pull them out, and we'd be facing labor shortages, project delays, maybe even food price spikes.
And consumers would feel it first. Longer waits, higher costs, and maybe even some services disappearing altogether. This isn't theoretical. We've seen these effects in states that tried harsh immigration crackdowns.
Yes, and there's a domino effect. When immigrants leave, demand drops, jobs vanish, tax revenue shrinks. That means less funding for schools, fire departments, infrastructure. It hits everyone.
And ironically, the communities that push for deportation the hardest often end up hurting themselves the most economically. It's like cutting off your hand to treat a paper cut.
Well put. And here's something that doesn't get said enough. Many of these immigrants aren't taking from the system. They're giving, constantly. Working, paying taxes, spending money, supporting entire sectors.
So this whole conversation begs the question, are we prepared to lose all that? Can the economy really afford it?
The answer's simple. No. The cost of deportation isn't just moral or political. It's fiscal. It's structural. It touches every single American, whether they realize it or not.
Which brings us to the real bottom line. Deporting millions may satisfy a political soundbite, but it risks triggering an economic crisis that could take years, decades to recover from.
Exactly. And the longer we ignore that reality, the steeper the price we'll all pay.